Good evening. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines. Clampdown on traffic offenders amid an alarming rise in driving violations. 50% Bahrainization urged in private hospitals. Bahrain concluded participation in 76th World Health Assembly session. Bahrain and India held political talks. UAE approved draft law on places of worship for non-Muslims. European Union doubled firefighting fleet in preparation for climate change impacts. News in detail. Clampdown on traffic offenders amid an alarming rise in driving violations. Drivers caught in flagrant breach of the traffic regulations will appear before the court to stand trial. The violators have been caught and their cars impounded pending trial, said the Traffic Advocate General. In his statement, he said that expatriate drivers caught in breach of the traffic regulations would face legal action, including deportation from Bahrain. The public prosecution acted fast to clamp down on the traffic offenders amid an alarming rise in driving violations endangering road users' safety. It vowed to enforce the law strictly to ensure people's safety, noting that the judicial measures it takes aim at correcting behavior in accordance with the provisions of the law. A spate of serious traffic violations posted on social media have triggered the crackdown on unruly drivers, including excessive speeding, dangerous overtaking, encroachment on the emergency lanes, and endangered road user safety and caused serious damages. 50% Bahrainization urged in private hospitals. Private hospitals could be forced to achieve a minimum of 50% Bahrainization following amendments approved by Parliament yesterday. Official documents provided to MPs by the Supreme Council for Health, the Labour Ministry and the Labour Market Regulatory Authority have attempted to reassure MPs that there is a 20% Bahrainization in the sector. However, Parliament's first Deputy Speaker Abdul Nabi Salman said that the expertise, degrees and experience of foreign medical professionals isn't being checked or monitored. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister highlighted Bahrain's commitment to develop energy sector. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Crown Prince and Prime Minister, has emphasized the kingdom's commitment to enhance energy efficiency and expanding electricity and water production capacity to consolidate development. He said Bahrain was keen to develop energy production projects in partnership with the private sector as he inaugurated the Al-Dur 2 Phase 2 independent water and power project yesterday. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister noted the importance of development projects that provided quality services to Bahraini citizens and created world-class electricity and water infrastructure. He also highlighted the kingdom's dedication to ensure development infrastructure projects aligned with the latest international standards that support climate change mitigation efforts. Bahrain will adopt innovative programs that are high quality, meet efficiency standards, and contribute to the kingdom's wide-ranging development goals and future energy-saving ambitions, he added. Bahrain concluded participation in 76th World Health Assembly session. The World Health Assembly Main Committee has today convened for its final session in Geneva, Switzerland. Health Minister Dr. Jalila bint Al Sayed Hassan Jawad chaired the panel which deals with important technical issues such as health systems, universal health coverage, and emergency preparedness and response. Addressing the session, she noted the important discussions which were held during the 76th WHO session on May 21st to 30th, focusing on future health challenges. She extended thanks and gratitude to His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, for their unwavering support to the health sector in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Health Minister met WHO Director General. Health Minister Dr. Jalila bint Al-Sayed Jawad Hassan met the Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, on the sidelines of the 76th session of the World Health Assembly, currently held here. The minister lauded WHO's role in achieving comprehensive health, as reflected in the theme of the 76th session of WHO, affirming Bahrain's health ministry's interest in continuing to implement its joint programs, plans and initiatives with WHO. She praised WHO's support for regional and global health issues, citing its recent declaration that COVID-19 is no longer a global health emergency, reflecting the organization's advanced performance and success in overcoming many challenges towards reaching sustainable development goals. The two sides reviewed several topics of common interest and discussed areas of cooperation and coordination between Bahrain and World Health Organization, stressing the importance of consolidating proactive plans and future programs related to confronting outbreaks and infectious diseases, as well as ways to address them by building robust and sustainable health systems. Bahrain and India held political talks. The foreign ministries of the Kingdom of Bahrain and India held the 6th round of political talks. It was chaired by Dr. Sheikh Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, the Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for Political Affairs, and Dr. Ayusuf Saeed, the Under-Secretary for Consular Affairs, Passports, Visas and Overseas Expatriates Affairs of the Indian Ministry of External Affairs. Both sides reviewed ways of enhancing joint cooperation between the two friendly countries in political, commercial, investment, scientific and security fields. They also discussed exchanging expertise in the security and space science and spotlighted regional and international topics of mutual concern. Preparation for the 4th meeting of the Higher Joint Committee between the two countries, which will be chaired by the foreign ministers of the two countries, it was also reviewed. The two sides underlined the importance of continuous bilateral talks to further strengthen ties in various areas. Capital Governor chaired Coordination Council. Capital Governor Sheikh Rashid bin Abdurrahman Al Khalifa chaired the meeting of the Coordination Council. He stressed commitment to follow up various development projects aimed to develop services and working with various concerned authorities to deliver services. The panel discussed a report submitted by the Al Akhr Charitable Association highlighting the service and social needs of the village, including dilapidated houses, infrastructure development, a road and the construction of walkways and pavements. The meeting also focused on a study to construct a port for fishermen in the area and rehabilitating Al Mamesh School to be a preparatory school for Al Akhr and Nuwaidrat. Now we will be back after a very short break. The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination. Welcome back. UAE approved a draft law on places of worship for non-Muslims. The UAE's Federal National Council has approved a draft federal law regulating places of worship for non-Muslims. The draft law aims to promote the values of tolerance and coexistence and will be applicable to all such places nationwide, including those located in free zones. This came in a session chaired by Sakir Kobash, the FNC Speaker at the Parliament's headquarters in Abu Dhabi. The draft law also proposes the formation of a committee to examine and classify non-Muslim religious activities, rites and customs in the country. Based on the recommendations of relevant ministries, the UAE Cabinet will decide on the committee's composition, working system, the other responsibilities. A competent entity will retain a registration of licensed or designated rules and places of worship, and the data held in this registry must contain the information provided in the executive regulations of the draft law. UAE rejected mischaracterization of US-UAE conversations regarding maritime security. The UAE has rejected the mischaracterization in recent press reports of US-UAE conversations regarding maritime security. In a statement, the UAE Ministry of Foreign Affairs hinted that the UAE is committed to peaceful dialogue and diplomatic engagement as a means of advancing the shared goals of regional security and stability, Emirates News Agency reported. The ministry stressed that the UAE will remain committed to responsibly ensuring the safety of navigation in its seas in accordance with international law. European Union doubled the firefighting fleet in preparation for climate change impacts. The European Union said on Tuesday it is doubling its aerial firefighting fleet for the summer of 2023, citing challenges such as increasing forest fires due to the climate crisis, Reuters reported. For the coming wildfire season, the rescue firefighters aircraft reserve will include 24 planes and 4 helicopters from 10 member states. The European Union said, in addition, 11 member states will send almost 450 firefighters who will be based in France, Greece and Portugal. Southern Europe is bracing for a summer of ferocious drought, with some regions already suffering water shortages and farmers expecting their worst yields in decades. Evacuation order issued in Nova Scotia, Canada after new wildfire. Canadian emergency officials issued a mandatory evacuation order for parts of Bedford, Nova Scotia, after authorities noted a new wildfire and the potential for an ammonia leak in the area, CBC News reported on Tuesday. This comes after the declaration late Sunday of a state of local emergency for the eastern city of Halifax, also in Nova Scotia, after wildfire caused evacuations and power outages, impacting about 18,000 people, according to Reuters. A wide evacuation radius was ordered partly due to the risk of an ammonia leak from tanks on the site of the farmer's dairy manufacturing plant, the report said, citing Halifax Fire Deputy Chief David Meldrum. Forest fires also led to evacuations of about 400 homes in the province of New Brunswick after the weekend, officials said. Earlier this month, the western province of Alberta declared a provincial state of emergency after tens of thousands of people were forced from their homes as unprecedented wildfires raged. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I'm Vinod Narayan signing off from BMC News Live. Good night.